close quarters, man.
Hmm.
Next weekend on the 23rd, you're gonna be headlining. You're gonna be headlining as the main event versus Dot. Do you feel any pressure back on the URL after your previous battle against Wave, headlining a URL event, and this time it's gonna be outside. It's gonna be in front of a crowd. So any
Yeah.
pressure at all?
Um, yeah, I don't. There definitely is pressure. Yeah, it's definitely weird. I mean, Dot is a fun person to write for, but he's difficult to write for because he's not even like he's a battle. Dot's like a funny idea. He's like a funny concept. Like the
Wow.
concept of someone who like just reaches and like makes that his brand is really funny. But the problem is that it's been done so many times by his opponents that it's hard to approach this without kind of sounding like hitting the same beats as like his past opponents. And so that's definitely difficult. And it's also hard because with like battle rap now, you don't know like round times. And like
Right.
his battle to drop with Swamp, like his first round's like 10 minutes. And I'm just not doing that. Like I'm a big fan of like the 2:30 to 3 minute rounds. And so that's the thing I'm also worried about too, because I like to do like condensed rounds. I don't like battles to be over 40 minutes. And so
Mm.
that's I'm looking back at the Sway battle, figuring out what the things I should have done in hindsight and really trying to tailor that to this performance and figuring out without changing like who I am, but just trying to figure out like what worked in the Sway battle and trying to amplify that more. And yeah, and also going in like mad and serious, but also having a good time. That's like what you have to do on
Now,
stage, like have
now
fun.
I know. Now I know you can't say much, but is there anything that you plan on doing differently from your previous battle against Wave?
Uh, I don't know. I think this time instead of like rapping about guns, I think I'm just gonna like I might shoot him. I might just shoot Dot on stage. I'll see how that goes. Just kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I think less stand up ish material and trying to work that more into like rapping. I don't like the idea of what I do being like stand up. It's not, but it just working more on like the aggressive side and but still having fun. Like his Dot makes people laugh,
Hmm.
and I kind of do the same thing. Although I think I'm trying to make people laugh, and um, Dot's just very entertaining. So I got to figure out how to be more entertaining or just have more fun than Dot. 'Cause that's like what
Yeah.
really wins the battle is the person who's really
Right.
having the most fun. So that's kind of my I don't know. That's
Uh,
my
so
plan going in.
how long ago was this battle booked?
Like it's a good question too, man. Like I'd say like a month and a half maybe. Um, I haven't heard much about it though. So like he and I have been like talking through like DMs, like, do you know if this thing's still happening? We didn't really know, and so I this is kind of like the closest I've been to the battle without everything completely like nailed down as far as like material goes. But so it's definitely been I've been on the fence if it's going to even happen or not, but it looks like it is. And so I'm going to assume that it is and just buckle down and really prepare for it. But yeah, it's about 6 weeks or so.
Okay, so just to make sure that we're correct with this, this is a URL app only event, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I know as much as y'all do at this
Okay.
point.
And this is scheduled for 3 rounds?
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess so. Yeah, I never said it wasn't. But
Oh.
yeah.
So was Dot the first option that was offered to you for a close quarters?
Yeah, yeah. I got a call when I was like in the car, and they're like, "Hey, Church Battle Dot on the 23rd." I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Cool, it's in Virginia." I'm like, "Awesome." And that's about it. So that's the main thing. That's the main bit of information that I got. And so yeah, I assume it's 3 rounds. No idea how long the rounds are. But I'm just I don't know. I'm really focusing on just making this as concise but as entertaining as I possibly can make it. Um,
Now
yeah.
Now, how much of your material are you done with?
I think pretty much everything, but it's all about the organization of it, and then just like
Mm,
beating it into your memory. Um, and I don't know. That's just kind of that's just how that's like my process. I'm just obsessively just organizing things, structuring things. Um, yeah, I'm never a last minute guy when it comes to like writing stuff. Like as soon as I get an opponent, that's what I do until the battle. But yeah, I don't know. It's this one's been weird though.
so, based off of how people felt from the last battle,
Mhm.
do you feel like you're going into this battle as a favorite?
That's a good question too. I don't know. I think I'm pretty polarizing. So I think people that like me, and people that don't like me really don't like me. And Dot is kind of the same way. Dot has got a lot of fans, like diehard fans.
Yeah.
And so I think it's kind of the thing where people are like, we don't really know because like this is my fourth URL battle, and only one of them hasn't gone really well. But like I had MVP and I had the best phase two battle easily in the Crucible, and then I think
Yeah.
I'd probably say I had performance of the
You had
event for
J2.
yeah J2 was like I feel like I
Yeah.
had the performance of that card, and so like it's gone well, 2 out of 3 times, and this will be more similar to the Crucible than it will be to like a caffeine COVID era event,
Mm,
and but yeah, like again, like I don't know anyone else really on the card, like on a personal level. So it'll be interesting to see. I know there's a lot of people from New York on the card.
right.
I think Dot will have the home field advantage as far as like people in the
Mm.
building.
Are you
But
worried about the home field advantage?
yeah, kind of with Dot. Dot is really like that's like it's kind of you're kind of battling Dot and rolling the dice on it how many friends he has in the building because he's got the greatest like friends ever that like will just lose their mind over the stuff he says. I'm going up there with no one. I have like I said against Sway, like all my friends are like married with like kids and stuff. So like they can't take off and go see me battle. But like, so it'll be interesting to see if I can kind of like win the room over.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I can, and that's like why you do promo and stuff because you make people kind of interested in seeing you. But
Right.
yeah, I think it'll be fun. Like I have no problems with Dot as a person. He's like the nicest dude, and I think he and I are on the same page. Like we just want to have a really fun battle because his battle with Swamp. It seems like he got bodied in that on the app. So I think he's going to be determined, no pun intended,
Y-
very determined uh, to to come back and do really well. So yeah,
that's what I was about to say also. He's coming off from a loss, so he might be a really dangerous dot this time.
yeah. Although he's battling Perez Mafia in like 3 weeks, and like before our battle got announced, he came out with half of his first round against Perez on Twitter. He's like, "Yo, Perez, you're getting the first half of your round." And I was like,
Wow.
okay, hold up, Doc. Like, buddy, like, at least post your first half for me too. Like, show me what like, give me an idea too.
Oh,
Um,
oh.
so yeah, so I don't know, man. Like, yeah, Dot's just such like an enigma. Like, he's not like he's just such a mysterious person, and I think it's scary because like, man, he can freaking tear the building down, or
Mm.
the everyone in the building will tear him down. It's like one of the uh,
So so when the so when it comes to Dot with this battle, is there anything you may be worried about when it comes to Dot?
it's mainly like because my I have in my head like a couple things like you can say about my name. Like if Dot flips my name and makes it like decent, I think, and he has enough friends in the building, it'll be like the haymaker of the year. And so I don't know. I think that if he does something about like Mr. Anderson, I saw him with his mom. Missed him. I missed her and her son. Like if he does like an and her son breakdown, Dot performs it so well that it's going to be fire. So if the crowd really is feeling what Dot's saying, um, that means it's going to be hopefully it'll be a really good battle because they'll like what I say as well. But that's kind of the problem with Dot. Like if the crowd doesn't like him, you'll probably win, but it'll be a really hard to watch battle. But if he does really, really well, it's gonna be hard to win, but it'll be a good battle. So I don't know what I'm hoping for, honestly, but I'm just trying to do the best I can on my end.
So what do you do better when it comes to Dot? What do you do better than Dot?
I actually put trust over determination, and so he puts determination over trust, and so that's I kind of flip his equation. I feel like also
Mm.
I feel like I do better at the writing and uh, angles, a lot of stuff, but Dot does something that like I don't even know what he does. I don't know why I like it, but I do. It's just he's so hard to
Okay.
write for, and that's like what people say about me. They're like, "Dude, Anderson's so difficult to write for because like, what do you say to him?" And with Dot, it's kind of like, man, like I don't know. I just it's interesting because like I don't know what he's even saying, but I like it, and so it's hard to really critique that. And I don't know.
So, okay, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure throughout the week you're gonna hear people ask you this question.
Mhm.
What is the outcome gonna be between you versus Dot?
Oh man, oh man, I hate this question. Um, I don't know. I think it's going to be a battle that'll have some really funny, interesting moments, and I think this will help both of our stocks go back up because we've both had, the last our last performances haven't been well received. So I think this will be good for both of us. And, with Dot, it's classic after classic after classic. So I mean, it has to be, a classic. So that's what I'm really that's what I'm really banking on.
Okay, all right, definitely, man. So, okay, so after Dot, man, what's next for Anderson Burris, man?
Yeah, I think it is up to URL. But I would freaking love to be. I saw they were mentioning that blackout was happening, or not blackout. Oh, geez, I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Not blackout. Band. Shoot,
Band?
band. Yes, band. Um, uh, yeah, where like where you don't know your opponent or the
Yeah,
crowd doesn't know your opponent. Because dude, that was the most fun card of the year. I don't know why we don't do every card like that. That's so much. That was so much fun. A one rounder thing. Everyone's on the card. That was like the most engaging event of the year because you don't know who's battling each other. It's
right.
really fun. And I really want to be a part of that. I think that'd be so much fun to do. So I'm hoping if I can do really well in this battle, I can make a case for letting me do band. And if that's on caffeine, which I'm sure it would be, that'd be a lot of fun to be a cool redemption thing. So I'd really like to do band and see whoever they give me.
So is there anybody particular that you want to battle this year? Like,
I think, dude, I think me and Yoshi G. I've been pitching this for a while.
wow.
Um, I wanted to battle her on Midnight Madness because I just think that the thumbnail of us, like of my face and her face battling, it's like if you put that on YouTube, people are going to click it because it looks very different, and I think that'd be fun. She kind of has the Dot factor where like she's kind of like an underdog, but like there's like people like her. But I think that'd be a fun battle to do. 'Cause I wanted to battle a girl. Since Aver doesn't want to battle me, I wanted to battle like
Wow.
some other girl. Um,
Damn.
and but like, yeah, I think that'd be a really fun battle to do. I want to battle people that have like interesting angles that I can kind of take. And I feel like with girls especially, um, guys never know how to battle them, and I barely know how to talk to girls. But I think I could figure out a
Mm.
good way to battle a girl. So that'd be a fun challenge.
Okay, okay. What about the guys, man?
Yeah, the guy. I think, man. Uh, I don't know. I think Bad News could be kind of fun. He's a Carolina guy. That'd be kind of fun to do. I want to battle like in my class, like in my or like in my um tiers. I think that's where the best battles happen. Like Swave didn't care or didn't know how to approach someone with my style. I feel like people like in my class, like I think Kid Slade and I should battle at some point because I feel like before the Crucible got like dissolved or whatever. I thought that was going to be a battle that was going to happen. So I think that'd be a fun one to do. Um, man, I don't know. I'm URL is surprisingly better at picking out opponents for me than I am for myself. Like I've loved every opponent they've given me so far, except for Sway. That was a kick in the balls. But like the other two have been good. And so and Dot, I'm excited about Dot. I would have said Dot if I was battling somebody else. next weekend. I've been wanting to battle him because he's just fun. So I'm excited to get that one out. Also, Rida, mainly because I have some really funny promo ideas. Um, that's my problem is that I see people and I go like, I could promo. I have some hilarious skits for them, but I'm like, I don't know about bars. Man, I just want to do the promo for some of these guys. Yeah.
Okay, man, definitely, man. So do you being in this culture,
Mhm.
the white rapper on URL, um, do, uh, do do you feel any pressure, being on that platform and expect you to do well, and there's some expect you to fall, as far as the pressure behind that?
Yeah, I think with being a white battler on URL, what I've kind of figured out is that it's easier to be liked, but it's way harder to be like respected. I think people will tend to like you more, or they'll notice you more, obviously, because you kind of stand out. But as far as like respecting you as a rapper, that's I think becomes a little bit more difficult. And I think that there's also that you have to just watch the stuff that you say. Even like with this battle with Dot, I've had to scrap some stuff because I'm like, I don't know how certain thing. I'm kind of trying to be safe with like how things get perceived, and so that's something that I've been trying to I don't know, like figure out. But you definitely have to tread lightly to a degree and remember that you're like a guest in this culture. But if like that becomes like your message, like Macklemore, where it's like I'm just a get, then people get sick
Yeah.
of that. So you have to find a balance, and I don't
Uh,
know.
I mean, there's some that's still in the URL and are pretty successful. Sharon,
Hmm.
None, Pat Stay. We seen them a couple of times also, and then
Yeah.
I think you'll be all right, man.
Oh, thank you.
I think people just need to see you. I think people need to see you more,
Mhm.
especially on the platform, so they could definitely get used to you. As far as 2022, man, how much battles can we expect to see from you this year?
Man, I'd probably say honestly, I want to do at least three. So I've done one, this will be my second. Man, 'cause I want to see like where whoever does the 200 battle rappers of the year ranking. I'd like to see where I end up in that. If I end up in that, but I know last year I didn't qualify because I didn't have like three rounders.
All right.
And so I'd like to do at least three, just kind of see where I end up with that. And I think 3 a year or 4 a year is kind of what I typically try to aim for. Um, so I think that's the best for me. I don't want to be
Okay.
overexposed, and I think
Yeah.
that's a good number.
Last but not least, man, give us 3 reasons why people should go cop their tickets and watch Anderson Burris versus Dot.
Oh man, I think I don't know about copping tickets. I don't know. I think if you're in the area, definitely. If you're in LA, I'd probably catch it on the app. But I think it's definitely worth tuning into when it drops, and if you're in the area, definitely coming out. It'll be I don't know. I know my material. It's either going to be there's going to be some really cool fire moments, or it's going to be really awkward and uncomfortable. And both of those are kind of fun to see if it's not happening to you. And so I definitely think people should check it out because it'll be entertaining to watch on one of the spectrum or not. So I think I think that's a good enough reason.